Hello all, welcome to our another episode of portfolio analysis. Today we are in the fifth week of our portfolio analysis, and here is the general market update. As we all know that FIIs are still buying huge in the cash market, and they are only the people why our market is running so high. And if you see this week also FII for example, FII bought 800, 8,758 rupees of equity. Whereas if you check on the other side, the DII, the domestic institutional investors, sold around 4,809 crore of equity. So they are the real reason why our market is going up. Nifty made this week a low of 13,915.3, and also the highest open interest at the moment is at 14,200 put option, and then after that it's 14,300 put option. So fairly I can say 14,000 should act support for the market if it goes down, because traders believe or traders are writing the put options at a very high volume at 14,200 levels. Nifty made a high of 14,367 this week, which can act as a resistance. However, I see the market going towards 14,500. However, let's see. There is always uncertainty in the market, and we cannot uh, predict this uncertainty. And in both direction, we market can go either ways. But I have a bias towards 14,500. On the other hand, the result season has started with TCS putting its number this Friday. The exporter revenue was up 4.7% over the preceding quarter to around 42,015 crore. So that is good number. Market was expecting it bit lower. So let's see how the stock open on Monday. Rising coronavirus infection in Europe has dented the market sentiment this week or the last week. Concerns are over the coronavirus situation, and there are two new strains, one from the UK and other one from the South Africa. So UK and South Africa is can be a major bottleneck going forward. I don't know how the situation with these two strains will pan out, but let's see. Then there was a huge cry in the market, and Donald Trump, the existing president of the United States, did a tweet which incited a little bit violence outside Washington D.C. or near the capital area where they have their Senate, and the supporters of Donald Trump just breached inside the parliament. You can take an example like somebody breaching, or people of set of group breaching inside Indian Parliament, how that would feel. So that was very unprecedented in U.S. history, and that was a really bad day for the U.S. But on the all, the Senate itself has now decided that the new president, Joe Biden, will take oath, and that clears the path, and the US will have the new president on 20th of January. So that is good news for the market. On the earning front, ACC, Asian Paint, Bajaj Auto, Hindustan Unilever, Ultratech Cement, Bajaj Finance, and Bajaj Finserv, Hexaware Technologies, and IDBI Bank will present their result in the coming week. So keep an eye on that one. That was a journal market update, and let's go deep into our stocks. CDSL. There was a news in the market that SEBI, the Security and Exchange Board of India, is proposing to create a liberalized framework for entry of new market in infrastructure immediately, meaning that you can see a new BSE or a NSE coming into the play, and then potentially it may also bring in a new depository player. So the duopoly, what at the moment these two players, NSDL and CDSL have, can break, and maybe going forward there would be, let's say, another third person or the company joining this scenario. So we don't know yet. At the moment, they have the monopoly. CDSL has around 50-50 or close to 50-50% share. So, but as the number of participants in the market increase, the number of demat account will increase, and you have seen in the past that there are record number of people who are applying for the IPOs. So all these people without having demat, they can't do that. So both of these company will get their decent amount of market share, even if the third person is or the third company comes in. It takes time to set up such an infrastructure, and it's not easy. So majority of the broker in the country are, if you see, holding their demat accounts with CDSL, which is a major positive for this stock, and I see as a gold mine. And they have a monopoly. Even with the third player, they will have, let's say, only 3 companies in India, so the profit would not take that much hit. So I'm really positive. So you can hold this stock for, let's say, another another 5 years. So let's see how the situation pans out. But at the moment, this has a monopoly, and I expect a lot of good profit coming in the quarters ahead. Then moving to the next stock, DELTACORP, there was not a major or any news as such in the company. However, as the situation is improving day by day with coronavirus, more number of people will have a footfall into their restaurants, into their casinos. So the revenue for this company will increase, and moreover, there is gaming, since people are working remotely and most of the time at the home. Their offline platforms like Adda 52 is also gaining traction, so that may also add a little bit to the revenue. Moving to our next stock, Abbott India, still nothing to worry about. It's a common stock, and I think their Freestyle Libre, which they have launched in India, is something game changer for them, or even in the diabetic market. So I think this stock will perform better, as in when people start to look into this diabetic device where they can measure their blood sugars 14 days or 10 days depending upon which device they take. So people don't have to prick their fingers, and it is a game changer for Abbott India. At the moment, I think the the price for the device is at around 4,000 or 5,000, and it's available on Amazon. So that is good news for the company. Moving to the next stock, Berger Paints. As you all know, that Berger Paint is a nice company, or the second best company in India, which provides paint to the which provides paint for painting your home, and it also provides paints to the auto manufacturers. And because there was a lockdown, all of the houses were closed. There were no painters coming to your house, or there was nothing how you could paint your home and things like that. But now with the coronavirus situation subsiding, uh, the number of people painting their house is rising, which will increase the volume of sales for the company, and which will increase the profit for the company. So these stocks, the peer for this stock is Asian Paint. Both of these stock recorded new all-time high during the week, and they were rising because of the hopes that faster volume will recover. As seen in the past few quarters, revival in the volume would continue to be led by low-cost products amid the demand in smaller cities and towns. So that's good. But I would say hold this stock with a caution, because stock has run around 20-30% in the last 3-4 months. So wait for a dip if you plan to buy this. Then moving to our next stock, Britannia. There was nothing as such in the stock, but currently the stock, as you've seen, is bit in if is bit of a consolidation in consolidation phase, and hopefully I feel that going forward there may be a big move coming in this stock. Who knows? Maybe you can see like price going toward 4,000 or so. However, this is fundamentally strong stock. As we all know, Britannia biscuits are really popular. Their cakes are really popular, and they are making a lot of good products. So I would still stick with this stock. There was no major news in WABAG. As the coronavirus situation improve, the government focus then will shift to the other problems in India, like clean water, drinking water, cleaning the industrial water before dumping into the major rivers of India. So I'm quite positive on this stock. Union Bank of India on Thursday said that it has raised 1,000 crore by issuing Basel III compliant bonds on the private placement basis. And also their AMC asset management company has set aside on doubling in asset under management to rupees 10,000 crore this calendar year from 5,000 crore by end of December last year. So they are trying to double, and which also will bring let's say profit. So probably this will be increasing the profit for the company. I'm quite bullish on these public sector banks, and I feel that they are really cheap at the moment. Hopefully they go up. We have reduced bit our holding last week because they were not performing as we expected. Still, they are our in our portfolio in that proportion. I feel that if they start to perform again and give up a breakup, we can add on going forward. Then moving to the next stock, ITC, there was a bad news in the stock. So if you see that there was a bad news, the Union Health Ministry earlier this week published a draft cigarettes and other tobacco product advertisement and regulation of trade and commerce products supply distribution amendment act 2020, which if impacted will impact a long-term ramification for cigarette industries. There was a provision that now the new smoking age would be 21. But if you see the number of people in that particular age band, 18 to 21, are really less. So it doesn't impact the company as such. However, the implementation of this act was also will be a tedious task. So you can't, without checking each and every person ID card, you can't say what's the age of that particular person. So I would feel that the implementation of this particular act would take a lot of time. But as the company is moving from their traditional tobacco products to the traditional paper FMCG business, I feel going forward buy this stock from the perspective of their FMCG business, not from the cigarette business. Cigarette business is adding revenue to the overall level, but I would say going forward, this company you can play as a typical FMCG business. Hotels business is going good and things like that. Also, they said that by 2030 they would be converting their grid electricity or the purchase grid electricity sources to 100% renewable. So that's good. They are also acting with caution, and basically they want to use the renewable source of energy. So that's good for the company. REC, as we were talking earlier as well, had didn't have any major news this week. However, the stock price was buzzing, and if I remember correctly, we will go through the following slides. But the price was 144, so it's a positive breakout on the stock. Let's get forward. ATFL also didn't have any news as such this week, so nothing to worry on this peak. Eat popcorn and do well. Okay, if you would have noticed that this week what I have done is that I have basically changed the layout. So I'm not adding the last week price and current market price on the regular slides, but I have now put them onto this particular slide. So just is easy for me to tell you how the stock behaved this week. So CDSL, uh, as you know, the price last week was 531. This week the price closing price was 538. So approximately one and a close to quarter of one and a quarter% higher this week. DELTACORP was a major dragger in this particular week. I think it was down some 8 rupees, so down 4.88%. About India was kind of a flattish or maybe a down 1.5%. Berger Paint, as we all know, is hitting the all-time high, and I also see that this particular counter going more up during the next few quarters or so, because the company will deliver, or we are expecting that company to deliver a good result. So the stock was up around 5 and 6.8%. So let me put this what was up and what was down. Britannia flattish, then WABAG flattish again, Union Bank down 0.93%, ITC again a bad. If you see, we have reduced the quantity last week, so we are good with that. So it was down 5.78%. REC was a major upticker in our portfolio. We reduced this a bit last week, but let's see with this price volume action how it behaves. ATFL again, we had a major drop, 3.16%. Overall, if you see, our portfolio was week on week down 0.03%, so around 38 rupees. Nothing to worry as such. I think at some point of time the focus will shift to the broader market, and once that happens, I feel the stocks will start to rise. If we see the performance with Nifty, we are up around 2.07%, whereas in the same period Nifty is up 5.8. So it's a bit of a underperformance at the moment. Let's see how it goes going forward. Okay, before we end this video, if you like the video, please hit that like button. Please do consider subscribing to our channel if you want to have latest updates on the videos as and when I release. If not, if nothing else, I would like to say thank you for watching this video, and let's get back to this our portfolio tracking next week. Thank you for watching.